You don't choose to be here. One moment you're living your normal life, the next you're standing on the side of a 7-lane highway. Cars rush past you at full speed. You didn't ask for this. You weren't prepared. Your first instinct is simple. You step back. You do nothing. This feels safe, reasonable. But in ethics, choosing not to act is still a decision. You soon learn what doing nothing means. At the far end of the highway, there's a button. If you press it, $1 million will be taken from every billionaire in the world and donated to struggling families across the globe, families who would otherwise starve. To reach the button, you must cross all 7 lanes of traffic. Each lane is dangerous. You may turn back at any point, but the farther you go, the harder it becomes to return. Moving forward remains risky. There's another incentive. Every lane you successfully cross earns you money. The first lane pays $100,000, and then each lane after that doubles the reward. By the final lane, you could walk away with $6.4 million. However, if you turn back at any point, or if you never step onto the road at all, the families will starve, and you will know that saving them was possible. So maybe you step forward. You cross one lane. You've earned real money now, enough to significantly improve your own life. Turning back feels logical. This choice reflects ethical egoism, the belief that actions are morally acceptable when they prioritize one's own self-interest. You benefit, your risk is limited, and you knowingly allow others to suffer as a result. You could go further. Lane by lane, the danger continues, and the reward grows. Halfway across, you've earned millions. Turning back now may feel justified. This reflects moral relativism, the idea that moral decisions depend on personal values and circumstances rather than universal rules. From this perspective, your life becomes more important than the lives of strangers. Finally, you could go all the way. 7 lanes crossed. At the end of the road, there's a button. From a utilitarian perspective, pressing it is the morally correct choice. Utilitarianism argues that an action is right if it produces the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Millions of families are saved, even if the risk to you is extreme. This choice can also reflect virtue ethics, which focuses on moral character rather than outcomes. Crossing the lanes and pressing the button may demonstrate courage, compassion, and selflessness, but intention still matters. If you cross the lanes primarily for the money, your actions align with ethical egoism rather than moral duty. And if you reach the end, take the money, and refuse to press the button, you violate utilitarianism, virtue ethics, and deontology, the ethical theory that judges actions based on moral duties and rules rather than consequences. No matter which path you choose, there's one unavoidable reality. Death is possible. If you die while trying to save others, your actions reflect virtue ethics, emphasizing moral courage and sacrifice. If you die chasing money, you acted out of egoism and failed to benefit from it. This dilemma has no easy answer. You didn't choose to be placed here, but once you are, every decision matters. The real question isn't just what you would choose at the start, it's how your choice might change as you move forward. At what point does self-preservation outweigh moral responsibility? When does walking away become a moral failure? At this crossroad, every choice reveals something about who you are. So when you find yourself standing on the side of that highway, what do you do?